Hi, my name is Jim Kalari. I'm the editorial director of Plastics Technology magazine. I'm here with my colleagues on the editorial team of the publication at NPE to talk about emerging technology trends. I'd like to start off our conversation with executive editor Matt Nato, who covers blow molding and injection molding for the magazine. Matt, can you fill us in?
Sure. To start with blow molding, I'd say that I've seen advances in every area of blow molding, meaning extrusion blow molding, injection blow molding, and stretch blow molding. The more complex shape capabilities, the use of different resins, more challenging resins, multi-layers with barriers. There's new things going on in all areas. Injection molding, there's a lot of things going on, but I would say that, Industry 4.0 is actually taking hold more rapidly than I would have thought, and more widely with more companies than I ever knew were involved. And one of the more exciting trends there, two of them are data reporting from the machines to the cloud, and you can get that data on your phone, on your tablet, or at home, or anywhere. And more kinds of devices, equipment are reporting, even robots are sending data out over the cloud. Predictive maintenance is a really important trend in part of the 4.0 umbrella, and a number of companies are starting that up and have customers using it, so that's pretty interesting. Other than that, what we're seeing is foams are getting more popular, particularly physical foaming. We're seeing it now in thin wall, very thin wall packaging where you never thought you could get any foam in there. Everything from micro molding all the way to very large size presses for the largest parts. We're seeing servo motors taking over all over, which does not mean all electric. It means servo hydraulics are becoming, you hardly see any straight hydraulics of the old kind. I would say those are some of the biggest trends that I've been seeing.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Tony DeLigio is a senior editor. He is responsible for our editorial coverage of auxiliary equipment and tooling. Tony, what are some of the highlights that you have been noticing?
Yeah, well, I think in the auxiliary space, everybody's kind of trying to figure out how they're going to fit in with Industry 4.0. There's been meetings going on at the show with the various agencies that are tasked with creating these standards, and the hope is among the US companies here that there'll be collaboration with Europe and Euromap to come to a unified standard. On the tooling side, I've seen a lot of talk about the electrification of the tooling. This is everything from the movements to using servo motors to multiple companies adding sensors to their tools. It seemed like the mold was maybe the one last mechanical holdout in a cell, but now that's changing and it's becoming digitized as well. One final element to that was the question of what mold makers will be able to be savvy enough electrically to design and build these new generation tools. It's not just cutting steel. You almost have to have software people at any company now because so much of it is digital and software based.
Thanks, Tony. Heather Caliendo is our senior editor responsible for our recycling coverage. Heather, what technology trends do you see developing there?
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of interest in recycling due to the China effect, and China doesn't want our trash anymore, so North American producers really have to step up to the game to handle all that material. And so there's a lot of interest in North America for new technology that can make a more consistent product because the demand is here now. And then, with the material side, there's still the use of recycled material and in different innovative ways with, for example, the plastics found from the ocean and reusing that into packaging that is just as sturdy as packaging made with virgin material. So I think we're going to see a lot more innovation with using various types of recycled material. And I think we're going to see it more in North America as opposed to being elsewhere.
Now, another area of coverage for you is additive manufacturing. Anything going on there? Lots seems to be going on there.
Yeah, so they're very excited about production. They're excited. They're still working on prototyping, but a lot of companies are talking about how they're splitting into two divisions to have the prototype and the production. And they also talked about Industry 4.0. They said that's not really a topic that's come up a lot with additive, but just speaking about how all this information, all this really proprietary information is up in this cloud and making sure that it is something that people can't break into. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and they said that they think that's going to be a big issue moving forward.
Now, I cover extrusion and compounding and thermoforming, and those are very, very different processes. Even within extrusion, there's all different kinds of extrusion, but there are some kind of common elements that really run through all of these processes. Everybody is concerned about more quality. Equipment is being designed to generate that. Another trend I see in extrusion, particularly serving food packaging, is processors do not want to be resin focused anymore. So they want systems and technology that will allow them to switch between resins and formulations depending on what the end user wants, especially if the end user is a packaging company. So certainly the processors in sheet serving that market are looking for systems that have some built-in flexibility so they can switch from material formulations as the market need changes. There's also a trend in extrusion and compounding and thermoforming for shorter runs. So machine builders are responding with technology that allows processors to move in and out of orders quickly. That might be technology that changes resins quickly, in film changes lay flat width, or it might be in thermoforming and in extrusion, quick tool changing methods as well. I'd like to thank my editorial colleagues for their insights. I hope they were insightful to our audience. Certainly for more information on what we do on a regular basis, I would encourage you to check us out on ptonline.com, and there you will be able to have the option to subscribe to our magazine, Plastics Technology. Thank you very much.